This week we're going to highlight the importance of defending your balance sheet on these 2023 bean bushels now that the crop insurance harvest price has been set. We're also going to take a look at price variability associated with the November 9th crop production report. We're also going to take a look at weather conditions here in the U.S. as well as in Brazil as planting takes place in South America. We're going to wrap things up with some ongoing concerns about weak export demand for U.S. beans. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the month of November now, and the soybean harvest in the U.S. is winding down, but we're just starting planting in South America. We're going to start out this week, however, looking at crop insurance because the harvest price was established during the month of October. It's around $12.84 a bushel as we tape here on Tuesday. Let's take a look at that compared to recent years. Now again, the harvest price has been set here near $12.84 a bushel. Some will get an indemnity payment, most will not. Here's the key message for 2023 on soybeans. The backstop, if you will, provided by crop insurance has now ended with the establishment of the harvest price. We strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage your unpriced bushels for 2023. Now on November 9th, the USDA will publish its next crop report. What this slide looks at is the change in the price of November soybean futures and December corn compared to the previous day on the day that that crop report was released. For example, in 2020, soybean futures were 36 cents higher. Now if we go back a few years to 2016, they were 20 cents lower. Here's the key message. Price volatility is possible in association with this report. Again, have your risk management positions in place prior to the release of the report. Let's shift gears now to harvest progress here in the U.S. Again, harvest is winding down here. We're about 85% done. That's above the 5-year average of 78%. A couple states, though, in the east are slower than average. Michigan in particular. Kentucky's a bit, or beg your pardon, Pennsylvania is a bit behind average, as is North Carolina. Let's now take a look at harvest progress over history. Again, 85% done. Over the next 2 weeks, on average, another 13% would be harvested. That would put us close to completion by the middle of November, weather permitting. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm weather. We're looking here at a wide open weather pattern over the next 7 days in the west. Very little rainfall, so harvest should be able to be wrapped up there in many cases. As we move further east, however, we are looking at some rainfall, particularly in northern Illinois and notably in Michigan and parts of northern Indiana. So it still could be stop and go in that area. Now we're going to shift our focus to South America because it's very important now as planting takes place in Brazil and Argentina. This week we're going to focus on Brazil. Let's take a look at where those soybeans are produced in Brazil. Now the top producing state in Brazil is Mato Grosso in the north with about 26%. You can go through those other states, Goiás, Bahia, Minas Gerais, Paraná, and Rio Grande do Sul, north to south. Quite a bit of variation there in terms of quantities, but again, the biggest state is Mato Grosso. Let's take a look at Mato Grosso in terms of subsoil moisture. Now, looking at the last 14 days, I beg your pardon, this is topsoil moisture. Look at how dry it's been in Mato Grosso, and that's going to have some implications to our planting pace we're going to look at right now. Let's take a look at the planting pace in Mato Grosso. Very slow here, only at 70% done. Notice last year at this time they're 83.5% done. So it's something to notice or take note of as you move forward as producers wait for rain to continue planting. Speaking of rain, let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Now we're looking here for some showers to move in here later this week, Friday through Monday. 1 to 3 inches in that green area. A lot of variation amongst those areas. Let's take a look at the next 14 days here. Despite that rainfall coming in, it's still going to be drier than normal across Mato Grosso, but look at the south. South is very wet. There actually may be some replanting that has to take place in the south because it's been too wet. Let's wrap things up this week looking at export trends in the U.S. I've highlighted this before, but this week we're really going to shift gears, if you will, and raise a red flag we've highlighted here on the lack of U.S. bean sales to China. Therefore, ATI Research has lowered its annual export forecast this week by 50 million bushels to 1.700 billion bushels. Notice that's 55 million bushels below where the USDA is at. We'll continue to watch this closely as we enter the latter stages of fall. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us, 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. And next week on Thursday, November 9th, we'll have a live YouTube update at 11:20 a.m. Central Time following the release of the USDA Supply Demand Report. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.